Welcome back to Netherdale, where Gala sadly went down 13 points to 20 against AYR. You would think no shame in that, the current cup holders, but I suspect, George Graham, that that's a game you'll feel you should have actually won.
Yeah, I'm bitterly disappointed. I think it was 3 points lost rather than a point gain. I think we dominated with possession and territory for most of the game, but we just didn't execute, and we never obviously took advantage of these stats. And I'm bitterly disappointed with the loss, and I'm bitterly disappointed with my players, to be honest with you. There's a lot of talking to be done, a lot of video stuff we'll do, and I'll get people in that need to be identified what they're doing wrong. But yeah, I'm actually very angry right now.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the positives for a start, the set piece was excellent. I don't think you lost the line out all day, and you marched AYR back on numerous occasions in the scrum.
Yeah, I mean, the set piece worked very well today. I think Luke Petty, Russell Anderson and Hugh McQuillan done exceptionally well in the scrums, and we obviously dominated in that area. As I say, we just never, it was what happened after that. It was a breakdown. I think every time we got the ball in a set piece, we tried to score off the first phase. Defences are far too organised in first phase, and we just never had the brains or the intelligence to build phases, and that's, for me, is very, very disappointing. You work on set plays and set moves week in, week out, and when you come to a game and you're under pressure, you can't execute them. For a coach, that's soul destroying, and it's really hard to take, but that's the part of the job, and you just have to keep going at it. But today, bitterly disappointed.
Now, given your dominance in the scrum, there's always decisions in matches, but I think it was maybe 5 or 6 minutes left when, if you'd scored, you would have given yourself a chance to get you right back into the game, and you've got scrum under the posts, and the decision doesn't go your way.
Yeah, well, that's a strange one. I'd love to speak to the referee regarding that. I mean, obviously we dominated in that area. We marched them back, we stole so many against the head, we pushed them off the ball. Then we get to that situation where we've got a scrum 5 metres for their line. We march them back to their line. The referee says no, we didn't get over. We get another scrum. They've got a man in the sin bin, and mysteriously it gets wheeled, and he decides that it's went round 180 and gives it to them. Now, I've been around the scrum for 25-30 years, and I've been refereed a lot of times by referees, but if a scrum goes on really, really quickly, well, let's just say that it's not doing it on its own, or the team that's going forward is not doing that. So I think the referee needs to have a look at that decision. He'll obviously, I think, when he sees it on the video, he'll maybe make a better judgment, or maybe speak to somebody like myself who's been in the front a bit and maybe knows a wee bit more about scrummaging than obviously he does. Yeah, but bitterly disappointed with that decision, because that was a crucial point in the game. If we'd have scored there, which I think we probably would have, we then come back, we get possession, and we've still got a bit of time to push to get another score. But unfortunately, I mean, that's a material. It's we never executed our plays, and we never looked after the ball, and we're never going to win games if we don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to go on that. I mean, handling mistakes at key times, it just means you can't build any continuity, build phases.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, let's just say the few choice words in the changing room, just gone, and nobody's under any illusions in what I think of them and what I think of the performance, and that's exactly it. But we have to look after the ball. I mean, yeah, okay, the ball's slippy, there was a bit of rain, it's a bit greasy, but it's the same for both teams, and I don't think their turnovers were as bad as us, and I keep coming back to that. We have to look after the ball, and if we don't, we're never going to win games.
Yep. And a tough trip coming up to the Hawks. I think you've got next weekend as well, so it doesn't get any easier for you. Lots to do at training this week. Yeah,
very much so. I mean, we've obviously got to identify where we go wrong. We have to try and rectify it, and then we have to try and focus on what problems Hawks are going to cause us, and we'll have to be a lot more accurate with things we do in training and the things we do in the game. And well, we might step up training a little bit this week, maybe put them under pressure when we are doing these drills, and try and recreate match stuff. But with that, when you do live stuff, then there is the risk of picking up injuries, and I'm always aware of, although we have got a bigger squad, you want to try and keep them intact and make sure they're alright between now and a few games into the season. And if you pick up injuries by doing that, you have to weigh the pros and cons about, if you do that, then there's a risk, and if you don't do it, there's a risk of not being able to get it right in the game. So that's something for me and the other coaches will need to discuss.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us. A disappointing result, but best of luck next weekend. Thank you. Okay, George Graham, their disappointed Gala coach. Also a game that I think most people in the stand here will feel that Gala could have won, perhaps should have won, but in the end all they can come away with was a losing bonus point. Finished here at Netherdale in Premier 1 Gala 13, AYR 20.